Am I the a-hole for making my brother leave after he brought his kids to my child-free wedding? My wife and I got married days ago. We decided the wedding will be child-free. We thought this was the best option considering several factors for budget to keeping the order, etc. Everyone got an invitation, but my biggest concern was how my brother, Ramsey, 36, was going to react. Ramsey married young and has 4 kids, and he takes everywhere he and his wife go. They're always there at every family event. The kids are grade A hyperactives, to say the least. I gave Ramsey an invitation in person and he read it out loud in sarcastic tone, then said, "Child-free? Huh?" I nodded and he got somewhere mad, saying, "Are you serious? But my children never been excluded from any event, big or small, let alone their own uncle's wedding." I said, "I'm sorry, but it's already been decided and everyone had to follow the rules, not just him." He stared off for minutes. Then to my surprise he said, "I totally get it, man. No children means no children. No worries." I was glad that he didn't start an argument over it and seemed to accept the rule. The day of the wedding came and Ramsey and his wife didn't show up until shortly before the ceremony began. My best man notified me that Ramsey had arrived and that all his kids with him. I was legit mad and went to meet him with an entrance and brought his kids against me and my wife's wishes. I greeted the kids and asked why SIL to take them back to the car. He loudly asked WTF was wrong with me. I asked why he brought his kids and who said it was okay. He said no one, but he was planning on bringing the kids all along and figured out by initially agreeing to the rule, then showing up with the kids anyway would get me to agree on the letting them stay. I stated this was no event for kids for many reasons and that everyone respected the rule except him. He complained about me disrespecting him and his kids since again he never attends any events without them. In his words, "Wherever I go, my kids follow, period." I told him he needed to leave then. Not only did he call me a lunatic, but a terrible brother and a terrible uncle. He also called me for agreeing my wife's stupid rule, saying if that was him, his wife even hinted he couldn't have the family's kids at their wedding. He wouldn't drop her right there, right then. It was humiliating and loud enough for guests to notice. My in-laws did too. I told him to leave. That's when my mom and my aunt tried to convince me to let it go, and I let them stay, but I refused. That I had him leave after the massive argument between us. To say that I felt absolutely shitty is an understatement. Everyone gave me a grief ever since that incident and are siding with Ramsey, saying I wronged him and acted cold towards him and his kids when they showed up to celebrate me and my wife. My dad especially pissed at me for potentially permanently fucking up with my relationship with Ramsey, his wife and kids by kicking them out of my wedding. They quoted Ramsey won't ever forget this day. Am I the a-hole?
NTA, you are not the one dying on this hill. Your brother is, and he's involving the rest of the family. If your family cares more about whether a 4-year-old gets to go to a wedding and or reception, which, as the only child there, won't be any fun for him, than they do about celebrating you and your new husband, then that will make the decision about which family to spend the holidays with that much easier. You are not being malicious, you are making a decision about your guest list. Your wedding is about you and your fiancé, it is not about your nephew, or your brother and his wife. The fact that they are making it about them is absolutely shameful. Edit to say, thanks for the awards. Thank you for your input. Fact is there were easy options/routes for Paul to take, like getting a babysitter like Derek suggested, but Paul got extremely offended and agitated talking about how his son isn't the same as other kids, and how he never required a babysitter before. Derek kept rolling his eyes, but not out of disrespect for my nephew, but because of the way Paul spoke. Paul called Derek disrespectful, and he then gave us an ultimatum. It's a shame, and I definitely didn't expect this reaction from them. NTA. Tell them you'll miss them, and enjoy your day. Rules are for other people. People are the very best people. NTA. Sounds like his nibs the rainbow baby might make himself the center of attention, or would be egged on to do so by his fan club. Congratulations on your wedding. Thing is, I've already pointed out how messed up it is to treat my nephew like he was above all, even with other young family members, but my family claim it's never a bad thing to love and cherish kids, and Paul would always say she's jealous whenever I express concern for how they treat my nephew. Sister-in-law is no better, honestly. AmItheA. Your family sucks. I would just elope and screw the whole wedding. A couple things. 1. The kids is time for the parents to get over this rainbow baby thing and raise their kid right like a normal, not spoiled child. 2. What is the kid going to do at a wedding with no other kids around? Sounds boring AF. 3. What are you going to say to all the other parents who are pissed off at you because they had to find a babysitter, but you allowed others to make an exception? AmItheA. This is your hill to die on. Your family's children are no less important to you than your nephew just because he was born following losses. You're wedding your rules. Let them miss it, you won't regret it. They will. Your family's behavior is disgusting. To even think they can bully you into this and call emergency meetings. Fudge me. Also, what 4-year-old even wants to go to wedding? I mean, come on. You need to set firm boundaries and expectations now. God forbid you ever have kids and your family treats them as less important because they weren't born after losses. Congratulations on the wedding. Forget about them and enjoy starting your life with the man you love. Your family's children are no less important to you than your nephew just because he was born following losses. This is what Derek said to Paul and Mom, and it's true, but Paul got offended and almost started a fight with Derek, calling him disrespectful and a bunch of other stuff. Unfortunately, this level of enablement from my parents for Paul has been normalized long time ago. It's like his word is gospel, and many family beds are willing to follow his lead, and they think I'm being disrespectful to him since he's my older brother.